Good morning, I'm Nubian Queen. Okay, today I'll be cooking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6, 7 meals today. I'm just gonna actually prepare them and then put them in the freezer so I can just pull them right out and, by using my crock pot, or actually it's pressure cooker slash crock pot. Just gonna throw them all, whip them all up together, and let's see. Just tell me what you think. Okay, so this is my pot roast. This is apple maple roast. I'm gonna throw my apples in there. I have them over here all cut up. 2 apples. And then I'm gonna put in like a handful of already chopped up onions. And I already have some chopped up garlic cloves. So I'm gonna throw those in there. Alright, and next, because it's apple maple, which we've had this before, we liked it, we enjoyed it. Don't judge, this is just the instant original, stuff that we put on our pancakes. I do have maple syrup, but that stuff is so expensive, I'm not there yet as far as using that on something like this. And then I'm going to just use some generic, Italian dressing. And I think, I guess it's fair to say about a half a cup or of each, but I'm not measuring either. I'm just going to pour it in to flavor. Alright, and the last time I made this, I put it in a Ziploc baggie. I put it in my freezer, and I pulled it out and I was ready to go. Good to go. Even though the Italian dressing has a lot of flavor in it, I'm just going to sprinkle some more Italian seasoning. And nowadays, I'm not sure about you guys, but I really don't cook almost anything without using a little bit of flavoring from adobo. This is adobo. Okay. And I'm just going to put a splash of cumin in there. My husband's Jamaican. I just like to flavor stuff up for him. Man. He likes cumin. I put it on salads, everything. You go to your big old, what they have. We don't have a Costco's here, but look how big this cumin is. Love it. Big jar. A little sprinkle of that. And then I'm just going to pop it in my crock pot. Well, this is my crock pot. In my pressure cooker, and then give you the end results. Okay, for this chicken, I'm going to do lemon pepper chicken. So I have it down in the plastic bag. Take it off my lid here. I'm going to just sprinkle it with some lemon, see it? Lemon pepper seasoning. So I'm going to sprinkle that all down inside the bag. This one I'm going to freeze. And I have some onions that are already cut up. Throw those in there. And I also like adobo seasoning. Okay, so now I'm adding my favorite ingredient, the adobo. Even though there is the lemon pepper. Alright. So this will give it time to marinate. I might just throw in there a couple of cloves of garlic also. So I'm just going to zip this up. And that one's now done. This is chicken number 2. I started putting things in the bag without realizing it wasn't taping. So I chopped up a red potato and put that in there. And I put on some vinaigrette, organic balsamic vinegar with some olive oil. And I sprinkled in some cumin and some adobo. And now I'm going to put in a few onions. Put some onions in there. Sorry. And I think I'm going to also get some, sorry, I'm not trying to make you guys crazy dizzy, some garlic in there. Alright, I think I'm all set. That's everything I need for this one. That's meal number 3. Okay, so this is me beginning to do my ribs. I use seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, 2 cups or more of barbecue sauce, and black pepper. I season the back side, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. I placed them on top of each other so that I wouldn't waste any of the seasoning that's in between there on the cutting board. So okay, so I got them both seasoned. For future reference, it's probably easier to just put it in the bag and shake the seasoning salt around it because it was messy trying to roll it. I got it all rolled. And I put them in two separate bags, so we'll see how it goes when it comes to taking them out. I think I'm going to probably have to cook them both in the crock pot at the same time because my family of 7. So that was almost gone. Just divided it up. And I have more, so I'm going to keep squeezing. I'll get the rest out of there later. And let's do this one. I'm going to kind of give it a good coating. I think actually it's going to end up being like, 2 cups per bag, per little rack. So then I'll just seal them both up. And you know what? I have some onions too, so I might as well just throw them in there now. Onions down there. I ran out of the white onions, so I'm just using some purple. Which I know purple's good on salads, but you know, use what you got. And I'll put a couple cloves in both. Cloves of garlic. Some in that one. Alright, and then I'm just going to zip them up. And that can either be 1 meal or 2 more meals. Alright, so we're moving right along. Another thing I forgot to mention is just go ahead and have yourself a magic marker or something on hand so you can put your date on there and also put what it is, because once you start to get your refrigerator or freezer, actually freezer, starts to get full, you know, you won't know what's in the bag. Of course I can look and see, but you know. Alright, so mark your bags and label them so you'll know what the date on the home stretch now. So I have 2 different bags here of the upper thigh. I put some tomato paste, a half a can of tomato paste, half in each bag. I'm going to throw in a couple of garlic cloves. Throw in some onions that I've already chopped up. Some more in this bag over here. I'm going to put some diced tomatoes, half of each can. This is the diced. And then I also have the stewed. So I'm going to do half of each can into each bag. Let's make like a Mediterranean style chicken. Half the diced. I had this one sitting in a pan. What I was doing originally was letting each meal freeze flat, and once I got it out the freezer, I couldn't fit it into my crock pot flat. So now I'm just going to try and keep them standing up like that in the freezer so that they'll fit directly into my new crock pot pressure cooker. I'm sure it will make it a lot easier. Because I was saying I broke my last crock pot because the food was too, I'm adding some little bit of curry to each. Yeah, I broke my last crock pot because I was trying to divide the meal in half, and I couldn't crack it in half. Tried it on my cutting board, tried it with a knife, put it in my crock pot, and bam, I cracked it right in half. Yeah, so that wasn't a good day for me. But I ran out and bought another one. Now I'm adding a little bit of ginger because I just like curry and ginger. Has to be for my husband, that Caribbean flair, because he's from the islands. A little bit of pepper. I'm not going to really add salt right now because, you know, the tomatoes they're kind of full of sodium there. And I think that's it that I'm going to put in there. Alright, so now I have 2 bags. I'm going to seal it up, put the names on both of them. And that's just 2 more meals that are down. This one is it's going to be my mango chicken breast. It's boneless chicken. which I'll put it on the label. And there's 10 pieces of boneless chicken in here. I saw this mango spread, it says, and I said, you know what, that probably would be good as a sauce. So I'm just going to take the whole jar and I'm going to pour it into my plastic bag. The whole jar. Mango. Now, I've never had it before, but it does sound like it would taste good. I'm just going to throw a couple onions in there. Some chopped up onions. A couple in there. And a couple cloves of garlic. And this one's going to be ready to go. I'll put about 3 cloves of garlic in there. And I'm going to zip it up. Move it all around first, so it gets all down in there. I kind of lose track of how many meals we made already for today. Okay. Probably sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper in there too, but sometimes I don't know. I don't want to be heavy-handed. I have a 7-year-old and want him to be able to eat it also. Okay, one more meal down. I think I'm just going to make a meatloaf and then we'll be done for the night, done for the day. Last one. This is my meatloaf. So I already chopped up some onions. They're in there. Some red bell peppers. I put a packet of, we all know, Lipton's recipe onion packet. 1 packet only. And I'm going to take my garlic, and I have on gloves, yes, because I just don't want to get the hamburger stuff in my fingers. But I'm going to take this little garlic press thingy, put my garlic in there, and I'm going to press it in, and then I'm going to work it out with my hands, all right? Okay, my garlic's in there, so now I'm just going to start to, oh, and I also have 1 egg in there. You can see the egg right there. So I'm just going to keep working this. Work it, work it. Work it, work it. The last time I made it, it came out really well. So what I do is I just go ahead and bake it now, and then put it in the freezer after it's done, after it cools off, and that way it cuts down on the cook time. So I'll have an already cooked meatloaf in the freezer. All right, so I'm going to continue to work on this. And here's the results of my meatloaf. It came out to 1.5. This will probably be something for lunch right here, this one. And that'll be, with my family, I guess we can probably cook both of them at the same time. So I did spray the lining, spray an oil base on the bowl so that it won't stick. And then let's go ahead and pop it in the oven, about 45 minutes, 375. Alrighty, so if you try any of these recipes, just let me know. Leave a comment below.